What's going on, guys? So in today's video, I'm going to help you answer the question, are Parallettes worth it? So I'm going to give you a few reasons to why you should buy them and then why you probably might not want to buy them. And at the end, I'll let you know my opinion and hopefully it'll help you figure out if you should buy them or not. So the first reason why you might want to buy Parallettes is because they're super versatile in calisthenics. So with the extra space it gives you above the ground, which is what Parallettes are mainly used for, is to give you more range of motion for exercises like the push-up, handstand push-ups, L-sits. It gives you more space to move around and to like lift your legs if you're doing like an L-sit or something. It just gives you more room instead of just pushing flat on the ground where you really have to tuck in your body if you want to do any transition movements like the L-sit to handstand. So where it's so much easier with Parallettes because you have so much more space off the ground to move your legs, and also just because there's so much more space off the ground, you can increase the range of motion, meaning you can progressively overload in calisthenics super easily without adding any weight. You just go deeper into the exercise. You can go deeper in the push-up and you can go deeper in like the handstand push-up. So the second reason why you might want to consider buying these is because they're super easy on your wrist. So when you're doing an exercise flat on the ground, your hand is like this, and that is a lot harder to do than just holding it like this. If you're doing an exercise that involves you to lean forward a lot, like the 90-degree hold or like the planche, and if you're going flat, most people don't even recommend you have your hands flat. You usually want to tilt them to the side or even backwards, which is why when you're using the bar, that's how your wrist is. Your wrist isn't like this where it's like forward, it's going to be on the side, and it makes it a lot easier to go lean forward. So when you first start off and you're used to doing like flexion and extension with your hands, it's pretty strong like that. And if you've never used a Parallette, you're going to strengthen your radial and ulnar deviation, just like the up and down instead of like the other up and down, if that makes sense. Yeah, you're going to strengthen this, and that will and if you combine them together, you'll overall strengthen your wrists like crazy, which is good. So since you need less range of motion, or you need less mobility in your wrist for advanced skills like the planche, because you'll be leaning forward so much. That's why so many people use Parallettes to learn those hard moves, because you don't have to get so much mobility in your wrist because it's so much easier to lean forward in this position. So it helps you progress faster in calisthenics in general. The third reason why you might want to buy Parallettes is because they're super portable and they're super durable. So mine are made out of wood. You can get them made out of steel or PVC pipe. The most popular I've seen is usually wood, and I don't see steel too often, and PVC pipe is usually people that make them at home, which is totally fine because this is pretty simple to make. But yeah, they're super durable. I've had these for 2 years now. There's no sign of any damage. These things are freaking strong. And if you have steel ones, they're obviously gonna last even longer. And since you get them in all different sizes, mine are like medium size, you can get like much longer ones or you can get much shorter ones. Makes it super portable, so you can like put in your bag or just carry them around because they don't really weigh anything. And so you can literally just whip it out and start doing calisthenics. So now that I've given you many reasons why you might want to get these wooden sticks, I'm going to give you a couple of reasons why you might not want to buy Parallettes. So the first reason why you might not want to buy it is similar to one of the reasons why you might want to buy it. So since it's so easy on your wrist, and if you use the Parallettes a lot, you'll get really strong in your radial and ulnar deviation, which is like this. And if you're primarily using only Parallettes and you're only doing this with your wrist all day or with most exercises, you're not really getting any flexion or extension, and you're not really strengthening that part of your wrist. So if you're only using Parallettes and your wrist is only doing this with all the exercises, you're obviously gonna have a weakness when you're doing it flat on the ground. So a good way to not have that as a problem is to use Parallettes when you want to, but also make sure that you're able to do those certain exercises or moves flat on the ground as well to strengthen your wrist all over. So the second reason why you might not want to buy Parallettes is going to be if you buy them and you love them so much and you get too reliable on doing everything on Parallettes. So let's take the handstand for example. If you get so used to just balancing on Parallettes with your handstand, let's say you want to do a handstand somewhere else besides where you have your Parallettes, and you can't do it because you're so used to just doing a handstand like this, but you can't do it like that. That's a big reason why you might not want to buy Parallettes, is if you like them too much and you get too reliable on using the Parallettes and you just stop using flat ground. So you just want to get good at both of them so you can get strong with Parallettes. You just want to make sure that you're also getting strong without Parallettes as well, because you're not going to always have your Parallettes with you. And yeah, it's just getting that sweet balance. So now that I've given you reasons why you would and you wouldn't want to buy Parallettes, what's my opinion? So I think as a beginner, let's say just starting to like 6 months, I don't think you need Parallettes at all. You can do everything flat on the ground, and you probably should do everything flat on the ground, like learning the L-sit, elbow lever, frog stand, stuff like that. You do not want to use your Parallettes when you're first starting off calisthenics at all. You really want to strengthen your wrists, and then after that, maybe even like 8 months in, that's around when I bought my Parallettes, is when I recommend you should buy them. So I hope this video has helped you answer maybe your question if you should or shouldn't buy Parallettes. If you're a complete beginner, maybe don't buy them. If you're slowly transitioning from beginner to intermediate, I highly recommend you get Parallettes, because that's how you'll get from intermediate to advanced much faster, because you'll be able to train so much harder, in my opinion. So a quick summary on why you would want to buy Parallettes. They're very versatile, they're easy on your wrist, and they're portable / durable. And a reason why you might not want to buy Parallettes is because overuse your radial and ulnar deviation, not enough flexion and extension in your wrist if you use the Parallettes too often. And the second reason why you might not want to buy Parallettes is because if you get too used to doing everything on those bars and you stop training flat on the ground, it's going to be a lot harder doing stuff flat on the ground. So thank you so much for watching. Hope this video has answered your question, or maybe helped you answer your question just a little bit. And I would really appreciate it if you hit that like button, and peace out.